We are live. Hello chat. Good morning. We got a 5-hour drive. I was checking flights. It was like 50 bucks to fly there. I just spent that on gas, so I'm driving instead. Now when I start driving, I won't be able to look at chat. I won't be able to read out alerts. So instead we have like a system going where in Yodi will like trigger an alert that I can hear, so that we can do like a Q&A thing here. And worst case scenario, if it's boring as fuck, I just end the stream and just like listen to YouTube videos and podcasts. There should be a couple mods that have access to this like alert TTS system, so that if you ask an interesting question, the mods under their discretion will choose whatever questions are interesting to use the mod TTS alert to ask it to me. Sounds good? At the same time, if this works, chat, please type !sync, S-Y-N-C. Mods should also have access to moderating the song queue. Music from !sync should be playing in my car. So if someone wants to add a song to the queue, it should start playing. Oh wait, something's playing. Okay, I think it's working. It probably sounds like shit coming through my phone speakers, but it's the best I can do. Alright chat, I do have one last thing I want to figure out. So this is currently using the front-facing camera. I can also use the back-facing camera and flip it. How does this look? We're upside down. How does this look? So is this better? So 1, or 2? One. Okay, if everything looks good, I guess we'll get started. Chat, we got a 5-hour and 30-minute drive ahead of us. Wait, it just went up by 30 minutes. Alright, I'm putting the music back on. From here on out, no chat. All mod TTS. If you want to send in a song request, type !sync. My ETA just went up another 10 minutes. We went from 5 hours to 5 hours and 30 minutes. Now it's 5 hours and 40 minutes. Just by sitting here. Alright, here we go. I'm blocked in! There's a fucking car behind me. Oh, never mind. Mods, can you please test the TTS one last time?
Test. Okay,
I heard that. Epic.
Yo, what's up?
Alright, it works. So chat, we're starting our journey from Costco. I drove a couple minutes out, so I don't dox my house. And I needed gas anyway, so it works out. I also brought a rubber band so I can do physical therapy exercises.
Ed, please don't lose keys.
Please don't lose keys, like my car keys. Dude, I'm on my last pair. I was supposed to get another pair of car keys, but like it would cost 400 bucks. And I'm like, why does a car key cost $400 fucking dollars? So I'm just hoping that I don't lose my current set. Yo, someone queued up Galaxy collabs. Actual Osu brain rot requests. Do you guys actually listen to these songs like casually? I just watch like podcasts. I don't know why I asked that question. I can't read the chat. Chat, what are the mods? What are the chat saying?
Scattered Faith is far better than Galaxy Collapse.
What the? Scattered Faith, I feel like falls into the territory of the borderline between music and just noise. Alright chat, we're going on the freeway. This is it.
How fast are you driving right now?
65. Well, it's in miles per hour. Ah, shit. Alright, we're hitting a slowdown. Not in the song. IRL. Yeah, speed limit is 65 here, but we might be going in bumper to bumper traffic for a bit. Fuck me, dude. This is why I should have left at 5 a.m., dude. 4-hour drive is...
What car are you driving?
Wait, what was that? I didn't hear that.
What car are you driving?
It's a Ford F-150. I bought it while I was in Lynchburg. My first car was like some Chevrolet like van. So I'm like used to big cars. When I tried, like, after that van, I drove like a 2005 Toyota Camry. But then that shit started like breaking down. Like one time I was like stranded on the highway. Cause like...
Go F-150.
So then I decided to buy my first car. And that was this truck. Because I like the idea of utility stuff. Then I was like thinking about like, okay, if I'm going to get a car, I want a car that can do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really give a shit about like car aesthetics that much. I want a car that can do a lot of things. And just trucks were like the obvious solution, so. I walked into a Ford dealership, I'm like, alright, what's on your used lot? They had two options. This car and a car that had a smaller screen. And I chose the car with the bigger screen. That's it. Thankfully haven't had any issues with this car yet. Wait, why did the music pause? Uh-oh. Mods, is there something up with the request? Is this still going on? I can pull over to figure out what's going on.
It's on your end. Queue is going perfectly fine on our end.
Alright, sounds good. I'll find an opportunity to pull over so I can see what happened. I can't tell if my car is making those sounds or if that's like the highway or some shit.
Why car not plane?
Something is up. I'll have to check my phone later. I'm waiting for an opportunity to pull over on the shoulder. I'm still on like the LA highways right now.
No, are you driving and not flying?
See, my roommates, the real answer is that, I'm indecisive. I only just finished packing 2 hours ago. And like, yeah, I could have booked a flight, but then like, I wasn't exactly sure, like, I don't know, I keep wanting to bring stuff just in case. So like, I have a bunch of shit. Cables, audio mixers, microphones, monitors. Redundancies, basically. Just to make sure that we have everything. If I really tried, I could probably fit it down into 2 checked-in suitcases, but I don't know. I just don't mind driving, so. Would cost basically amount the same. I think a flight would be like, it's $50 if I didn't bring any luggage. With luggage, it would probably be like $300 or $400. Which at that point, I'm like, fuck it, I'll just drive. Okay, I'm off on the shoulder right now. What is going on right with the sync? It says could not reconnect, refreshing the page. It's probably because my phone auto-locked. I'm gonna turn that off. Alright, it's working again. Alright, is that the only thing that was broken? Alright, dope. To keep things not boring, feel free to ask me any questions. And mods, if you see any interesting questions, use the mod TTS to send them my way. Ideally open-ended questions that are not just yes or no, so we can actually...
What are all of the countries in the world you have traveled to?
Oh, shit. shit. Netherlands for COE. London for the world's largest keyboard. The Philippines for Conquest and the soon-to-be and Friends Festival. Japan, just for fun. Germany, also just for fun. I had a layover in Africa. That counts. Canada for Anime North. Saudi Arabia for the Esports World Cup last year. I had the layover in Iceland. France, also just for fun. I went on like a YOLO trip with my neighbors where we went to a bunch of different countries just for fun. Belgium, also just for fun. That was part of my Europe trip. I think that's everything.
On the topic of countries outside of the USA, is there any country you'd like to live in for an extended period of time?
Live in? Definitely Japan. I don't know, man. I feel like the culture in Japan is much more like quiet, like private. You don't need a car. Food is good. I think the UK would be interesting. Canada, like the times I went to Canada, it just feels like the US, except cold. Philippines, I haven't explored enough to make a decision on that. I've only been around Manila. I've heard stories. I can't tell if this is actually like serious, but I've heard of like, oh, if you really wanted to, if you have like $100,000 or some shit saved up, you can just like book a flight to Vietnam or some shit and live like a fucking king for the rest of your life. There's no way that's actually real, right?
If money wasn't an obstacle, would you pick a different car or truck to drive than what you have now? If so, what would it be?
If money wasn't an obstacle, probably not, because like the headache of getting a new car is insufferable, dude. I sat in the dealership for like 3 fucking hours just to sign the papers for this car. That was annoying as shit. A car is meant to solve a problem, or it's meant to do something, and my car is perfectly able to do the thing. Although, when I did see like the design of the Cybertruck, I thought it was funny, so I would just get it for the memes. Although I'm pretty sure like someone would spray paint a pinwheel on it. Unlucky. Like while living in LA, I've seen a lot of fancy cars on the road. And my problem is that like having nice things is cool. But it's also stressful as fuck. Dude, imagine like being stressed about parking a vehicle that's worth $100,000 or even more. Bro, one scratch, that's like rent. Come on, dude. Yo, the traffic is backed up, man. Alright, I'm gonna be stuck on this ramp for like 5 years. The guy in front of me has a Nevada license plate. He's going home.
Would you rather prefer to live only in the city with proper public transportation, or only in the city designed for driving a car?
Definitely public transport. Like, I just like the... Okay. I do like the freedom of having a car. But there's also a lot more freedom, I feel like, in just being able to just be like, huh, I want to go somewhere. And you just walk there. You know what I'm saying? I think it's also healthier for you. Like, needing a car to get anywhere, that's kind of annoying. But I do like the idea that, like, if I had to move, I can basically fit everything in my truck. I've also helped, like, a couple of my friends in LA move around as well. I've helped Joey move, like, 3 or 4 times now. Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that, like, I like buying tools. I like buying things that can enable me to do more. And tools are meant to be used and abused. So, if this car gets a fucking dent, I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't really give a shit. This car is, like, dusty, dirty, etc. But that's fine, because it still is able to do all the capabilities I need it to do. Which is haul a lot of shit. That's it. Which, it's funny because me and Vivian are like the exact polar opposite. She cares a lot about like aesthetics and design and stuff.
If you could trade one of your skill sets that you have for one that you lack, what would it be and why?
Skill sets? I guess it depends on like what we're talking. In terms of like, are we talking skill sets in Osu? Skill sets in life?
Both.
Huh. Maybe this is just the ego of me talking, but like, I wouldn't trade anything in Osu because I feel like everything in Osu can be obtained. I don't subscribe to the idea that any specific skill is locked behind like genetics. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I wanted to learn something, I'll do it. So like, I don't see the point in trading anything. I'd rather just develop it myself. What's dope is that like, there's a track record and proof of like my improvement. Like right now, I can't stream 300 BPM. But I can do a 300 BPM burst now, which is pretty dope. And who knows, maybe in a couple years, maybe I can. As for life?
Follow-up question. If you were to trade a skill with one of your roommates' skills, which ones do you think would benefit each of you the best?
So here's the problem. When we're talking about like general stuff in terms of skills, I don't actually think I have that many. I think I have like a basic / elementary level knowledge about a lot of things, but I'm not good at anything outside of like Osu. But I think the same philosophy also applies. Like if I really wanted to like learn a specific thing, I'll just go out and learn it. Like the idea of trading involves me wanting someone else's skill and me giving up one of my current skills. I'd rather not give up any of my current skills. And any skills I want to learn, I'll just lock the fuck in, you know what I'm saying?
Who are 5 people you wanted to or want to meet, alive or dead?
Or 5 people I wanted to meet? Also, the music died again. I'll have to see what happened this time. 5 people I'd like to meet, alive or dead. So the first name that comes to my mind is like Steve Jobs. But I've seen a lot of like interviews and presentations and like emails and things like that. I feel like I have a rough profile of what he would be like. And it's mainly because of the sense of like, he's a person who goes against the grain. What I am interested in seeing is like, how he deals with people. Because a lot of like what I do when I go against the grain is usually because of it's my own decision and I just do what I want. But what Steve was able to do was he was able to convince other people to basically subscribe or believe in this sort of vision of such a, you know, pipe dream reality and then actually make it happen. And I think that's pretty dope. The second name on my head is like MrBeast. Only because we're like the same age. He's like 25, I'm 24. And I feel like we come from like similar backgrounds. Where like he obviously wasn't very well off. I obviously wasn't very well off. And what he was been able to build, or he solved like the one big problem that I'm still like looking into, which is delegation. I've seen a lot of his like podcasts with like where he talks about his team and the empire that he's built and like how he manages stuff. And there's one like concept that was interesting to me, which is the like cloning yourself. You have a person shadow you, look at everything that you're doing, take them through everything that you're doing, through all the videos that you make, the scripts that you make, calling up and getting access to the spaces so you can film stuff, etc., etc. And then when the time comes, if there's something that you need done, but you don't have the time to do it, well, your clone has basically watched you do it all this time. They should be able to take over. Like, on paper, that sounds genius. But in actuality, what does that actually look like? Are you paying this dude like a full-time salary? Like, is he waking up next to you in bed or some shit? Like what does that actually look like? Because I hear a lot of like surface level stuff, but I'm more interested in like how are things actually executed. the day-by-day process, the conversations that happen between the two, because those are what I feel like are actionable. Everything else are just ideas, you know? I don't know, what makes this question hard is that a lot of people that I find like insightful and look up to, I've actually already met. I met like Colin and Samir. I've met like a lot of the streaming giants like XQC. Yeah, I guess those are the only two that really pop up in my head. Anyways, next question.
Chat sucks at questions, we're just waiting for some good ones.
As expected. Actually, entertain me. What are some of the bad questions?
Jash in FC while driving?
That's pretty fucking bad. That's really bad. That's like, dude. Really? That's just, that is bad.
Do you still watch anime? What's some of your recent favorites?
I still watch anime? Time to. The last anime that I went in, and that was Oshinoko. Which is fucking phenomenal, by the way. But yeah, that was also like a couple months ago. Me and Vivian also recently started The Last of Us Season 2. I've never played the game, but that show is crazy.
What is one thing you recommend anyone to not do in LA?
One thing I recommend everyone not do in LA? Go to the post office. Specifically the United States Post Office. My fucking god. I've sat an hour in line just to mail some shit, bro. But then but when I tried the alternatives, I remembered why I go there. Cause like shipping anything at any other store costs like 10 times the price. It's absurd. Also, it seems like the people at the USPS hates their fucking jobs.
Can volunteers bring a +1 non-volunteer with them on Thursday's roundtable setup shift?
No. We need to have like their information and stuff. I mean, we can have them be a volunteer. We can sign them up. Ping Deadrow. We can get their information down. We don't want people loitering around, if you know what I'm saying.
What if the +1 was Nido King?
Tell Nido King to apply, bro. Well, technically we close the applications, but I mean, it's whatever. All we have to do is just open up a sheet, like send their information to the LvlUp guys, and then we're good. So yeah, just ping Deadrow. We'll get it sorted.
What's the best piece of life advice you were ever given?
Best piece of life advice ever given. The thing, the phrase that stands out, trauma doesn't exist. It comes from a book that I've been not reading but listening to recently. I saw a video from Matt D'Avella of his coverage of a book called The Courage to be Disliked, and so I started listening to the audiobook of it, and I thought it was really interesting. It's like this, I'm still like only like a quarter of the way through, but it gives like an alternative philosophy of basically like letting go of the past and understanding that if you wanted to do literally anything, you literally can. The circumstances of your life are what they are because you chose it. And if you're over the age of 10, you can also choose to change that life whenever you want. You are not shackled by literally anything. The problem is making those changes is probably going to be difficult. But what matters is that you have the option. You have that choice. And you're making that choice every single day. And I think that sort of philosophy is liberating in a way. Very intrigued. I'm still listening to the book. If I wasn't IRL streaming now. Like, if the IRL stream of this, like, blew up in flames, I would just be continuing that audiobook. That's why I don't listen to music. It's fucking weird, isn't it? I play rhythm games as, like, my main thing, but, like, I never actually, like, listen to music outside of, like, Osu. Okay, one exception. If I'm, like, carpooling with my friends, I'm not gonna be that guy to just put up, like, fucking info podcasts and shit.
Hey team, when you were grinding Raise My Sword Hour, were there any specific parts you had to focus on to hit? Like one of the streams at the end I know speeds up and slows down in a weird way and I have to make sure to accommodate that change or else I act drop or miss.
It's like the second, I remember specifically, I think it was the second like, big stream. Like literally like 2 minutes into the map or some shit. It's on the right hand side, where if you have hard rock, I think the stream goes down and then you have to snap. There's like a snap directional change back up. That was annoying as fuck because the bottom right is like awkward for me to hit, at least back with my grip down there back in the day. Then there was also the super long stream in the middle of the map that goes on for like, I don't know, 200 objects. And then obviously the super long. The problem is that, like, I don't think long streams are the problem. What makes things difficult is when it changes from low spacing to high spacing.
What did you do to gain the confidence to talk in front of hundreds of random people every day?
I don't think I ever gained the confidence. It kind of just happens, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been doing this for basically 10 years, you know? Like, I started with 0 people in my chat. I remember when it was like averaging like 3 people in my chat. For a long time, I was averaging 10 people in my chat, you know? And so the difference is like, okay, what's the difference between 10 and 11? Well, it's not that much. What about 11 to 12? Well, it's not that much. What about 12 to 15? Well, it's not that much. What about 15 to 17? Well, it's not that much. And it just so happens that, oh wow, 10 years later, what's the difference between 750 and 920? Oh, it's not that much. You know what I'm saying? Like, after 10 years, like, shit just happens, bro. It's not like, oh my god, what's the difference between 99 and 100? Oh my god! Like, it's not like that. And I think, if you have anything that has, like, gradual adjustments and, like, if you were just thrown in to needing to talk to like 1,000 people all at the same time, yeah, I can imagine that being daunting. But I think what's dope about my specific situation is that I don't think I ever had any situation in which I was suddenly thrown into the limelight. Like, I grew slowly. Yes, I had a couple of videos go viral, and yes, that did like cause like an influx of people to come in, but it was never like, okay, you're irrelevant and now you are relevant type of a thing. I think MKBHD, like, or no, Linus Tech Tip said it best. Like, they're a channel that grew slowly, and that can actually be like a huge advantage, because I feel like the channels that do grow slowly and then do specifically focus on their community and their audience and develop like that story, you know what I'm saying, with their audience, they have a lot more, let's say, staying power, a bit more insulation from like changes in trends, in my opinion. All right, what the hell happened to the audio? It just muted. It just randomly muted itself. All right. What the? Okay, now this shit is trolling me, I swear. Does this website have an app? Like a native app or some shit? Because this is just playing through Safari. Let me try doing this on Google Chrome.
Hey Siri, where is the nearest McDonald's?
Omega. Didn't even work. Get fucked. Alright, I think it's working again.
Was there ultimately a time where you felt like you didn't want to play OSU anymore and just quit the game?
No, it's the polar opposite.
How many gigabytes worth of songs do you have downloaded on OSU? And do you have a Spotify playlist of all the songs? I also want OSU radio on the go.
It's like 200.
Aga.
But to answer the question, no, it's the exact opposite. Like, there have been many times when I want to play OSU, but because I've said yes to so many other arrangements that it's made me unable to play the game. Like, for example, right fucking now. Dude, I'm literally at my peak skill. I'm the best that I've ever been. I'm so close to setting a 1K, and then boom, the Roundtable LvlUp EXPO, the Roundtable Open LvlUp EXPO event is happening. Fuck me, dude. Fuck me. Genuinely, bro. There's also the time in, like a couple years ago, like, during that 1 month of July, where it was like, week 1, Roundtable 1. Week 2, Conquest. Week 3, Anime North. Week 4, COE. That shit was a nightmare. That shit was terrible. I was gone for like an entire month. Oh my god. I mean, I still enjoyed the experience, obviously. But like, man. I am tempted to just say fuck it and just like drop everything and just go back to just playing OSU. The only problem is that like, I feel this sense of like, duty. Like, I feel like anyone can be a top player. I feel like anyone can like, you know, make videos and stream on Twitch and stuff like that. Like, I feel like the stuff that I'm known for is like, there are other people who can do it better than me. And so I should focus on the things that only I can do. And so the things that I can do, given that I'm in the position that I'm at with the community, with my connections in Los Angeles, and my positioning as a content creator, it opens specific doors that only I can open. And so I feel like this sort of duty to explore those options instead of like the other stuff. But I don't know, sometimes I just feel like I should just like say fuck it and just like play video games all day. Like, one of the biggest things that motivates me to explore those other options is the sense of like the importance of needing to build a resume. Because who knows, maybe Twitch like implodes. Like, if that does happen, what kind of professional experience do I have to show that I'm a competent human outside of just playing video games all day? And so like with Happy Stick, he hosted the, what's it called? Happy Stick Summer Tour, the spring tour, like those seasonal tours, which were basically like tournament arcs. He hosted those tournaments, and that was like professional experience that he got to put on his resume, and that landed him that helped him land a job at Blizzard. And then Blizzard helped to sponsor his college education, and then now he's like chilling, you know? That's dope. For me, I do have like some contacts at various different companies. Based off of like my work, they've gotten to know a bit of my character. So I'd like to think I have a in with a couple different companies, but still, like, if I were to actually like try to like apply and you know, work there, if things were to go south, what can I show to actually, you know, position myself in a way that allows me to stand out? I already have like the door open, which is already an advantage, but what can allow me to secure that role, you know? And so I'm constantly looking for ways to help build that sort of professional experience. It's also coming from the sense that I feel like content creation is also a trap. Like, after being in Los Angeles for so long and meeting so many creators, I've realized that many creators are just kids. Kids in like 20-year-old bodies. Like, imagine you're playing video games, you go viral at like age 15, 16, a bunch of money gets handed to you, and you do nothing except play the same video game for the next like 20 years. You're basically a kid that's stuck in a like a 30, 40-year-old's body. That's wild. I don't know, dude. I feel like I have this like pressure to develop myself as a person while I'm, you know, obviously taking advantage of like the position that I'm in, or the privilege of being able to play video games as my career.
Given that OSU has had a rather linear player growth over the past few years, are you optimistic of the game having a resurgence in popularity? Likewise, how concerned are you about having a sustainable viewership over the next few years? Essaying.
My only concern is if Osu gets nuked. Which from what I understand, Osu does sit in like this sort of gray area, but it's positioned actually pretty well. Like legally speaking. So that's fine. So the other risks is like, okay, well, if Osu the game is going to be fine, what about the platforms? There's platform risk, right? So what if Twitch gets nuked? What if YouTube gets nuked? What if Twitter gets nuked? Twitter did get nuked. You know what I'm saying? So there's like diversification of my social medias that I need to pay attention to. In terms of like concern over like the numbers of like the game itself, I'm not concerned over that. I feel like many people, I get really annoyed by this actually. Like all the advice that you see on like YouTube and Twitch is to, oh, do this thing that other successful person did. Or, ooh, follow this trend. But I feel like my approach is more of like, fuck what the trend is, be the trend. I feel like a lot of the stuff that I've done are literally just like things that I enjoy doing. And sometimes that does follow trends. Like obviously I didn't invent the battle royale genre, right? And like those battle royale videos were like some of my most popular videos. But my focus is just doing what I think is fun. And if I showcase those fun things, other people will notice. Because chances are if I find it fun, other people will find it fun. If I make a video that's entertaining, chances are other people will find it entertaining. If I think Osu has like a bright future, maybe other people will as well. So I'm not really too concerned about like, you know, will Osu see like explosive growth in the next 5 to 10 years? I'm not concerned about that. Who knows? Maybe I'll be the reason why there's explosive growth in the next 5 to 10 years. I don't know.
Hey BMC, what's the coolest piece of technology you own?
The coolest piece of technology that I own.
BMC.
Well, I have a heat sink for my camera. That's pretty cool. Like, it has a fan on the back, and when the fan turns on, there's like this padded surface that becomes really cold. It's really helpful because one of my cameras overheats a lot, which is annoying as shit. So that's pretty cool. So obviously I have cameras, I have editors, I have tablets, I have mice, minion. My first thought was just my phone. I realized I was getting scammed by my old like cellular carrier, so I swapped to a new carrier. Literally, my bill hasn't changed at all, and now they just gave me a free phone, which is pretty dope. Doesn't mean that I'm locked into it for like another 2 years, but it is whatever. I think it would be like this Fujifilm camera that I picked up recently. Because that specific camera takes like really epic photos. There's like a certain vibe to it, you know what I'm saying? I think those photos are like, when I look back on them, I'm like, oh my god, it looks sick. I recently lent it to Vivian to take it to like a trip to San Diego that she went on recently. And it's pretty dope. So I'd say that would be the coolest. Just because like, that camera like outputs such amazing images. It like mimics like film.
Damn, I feel like ever since Ed got back from his disappearance around the second round table, he's like actually an adult now.
What the? I don't know, I think about this stuff a lot. Because the biggest thing when it comes to like managing a business or like doing content creation full time is like, how do you mitigate risk? If you get a winning lottery ticket, how do you make sure that you hold on to that money and you don't blow it all? I've been thinking about that ever since I was a kid. When my first video like hit 1 million views.
How did your parents react to you becoming a streamer?
Not very well. The entire time, like ever since I was a kid, they didn't approve of like me getting into video games, or me playing video games, me playing card games. Because even before video games, I was into trading card games like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. I would go to my local library, like walking literally like a mile just to play trading card games with like 20, 30-year-old dudes. I always thought it was like a waste of time. So I'm like, oh my god, Dad, I can make money from this. And he's like, yeah, bullshit. Shut up. But looking at it from their perspective, it makes sense.
If you didn't move to LA, in what part of the US would you move? No, you can't move to Virginia.
I was considering Vegas, Los Angeles, and Austin, Texas. Those are the three places I was considering. Vegas I visited on my birthday. It was too hot. Los Angeles I visited and then had an opportunity to move to, so I just took it. Austin, I visited Austin, and I don't know, I feel like it's fine. It feels more like home, to be honest. It feels like the South. But after comparing it to how I've been in Los Angeles, I feel like I just don't fit in. But it's cool. I think what matters is the right opportunities. LA has opened a lot of doors for me.
Speaking of TCGs, is there any interest of you collecting any Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Or any other TCG cards again, now that TCG collecting is back on the uprise?
I never really got into it because... Okay, so this is the disconnect. I feel like many people have gotten into TCGs because, oh my god, Charizard is worth this much money, no way! Whereas like, I feel like the whole point of trading card games is like, it's cool as fuck. You know what I'm saying? That's it. The pricing thing is just another thing on top of it, but I don't know. I got into TCGs just because I thought they were cool and I like collecting cards. Not because they were worth like a lot of money. But no, it's just not a priority for me. I still have like a couple of cards from like an old collection. Some of them are probably worth like quite a bit. But I don't know, I just hold on to them for sentimental values now.
Dream car?
Dream car? See, I'm not really a car guy, so I don't actually know. The closest thing that I have to like go off of is like, I saw MKBHD's like review of his car, and he said that his Porsche is like the best car experience that you can get. Or like on average across all boards. And I'm like, that sounds pretty dope. So I'll probably just get that. But it's not because it's like my dream car, it's just because, alright, I trust this dude's opinion. So, fuck it. Well, at that point, my concerns would be like, it's still a gas-powered vehicle. I feel like electric is going to be the trend. I mean, I plan on driving this car to the ground. Because that makes the most economical sense, right? But if it were to like crash and burn, and I needed a new car, I don't know.
Ed, besides streaming, what would be your dream or favorite job to occupy?
Besides streaming, what would be my favorite job to occupy? I'll probably get into startups. I like the idea of having agency over myself. Like, it's weird, like, a lot of these questions, like, about cars, like, the way that I see it is like material things, you know? Which, when it comes to material things, I care about utility more than anything else. Like, all the stuff that I own, like, I value because they can do things. The only products that I own that, like, have an emphasis on, like, design are, like, the backpacks that I own. Backpack and, like, bags I use, which are from Peak Design. Which has, like, a balance between, like, utility and design. I think they look good, but they're also, like, very well padded for like camera equipment, very well designed so that you can easily access stuff, have a lot of space, etc, etc. So like, that I'm willing to pay a premium for. Not to mention like I support the company and stuff. I think they have good initiatives. But everything else, like the cameras that I own, I buy them because they can shoot videos, you know? It's called the computers that I own, so I can stream on it. the studio lights and stuff, like trying to make my stuff look better, you know? Like, it's all to serve a purpose. I feel like when it comes to like material stuff, like that's the thing that I look at the most. I just realized this gets into like why it's so hard to get me gifts. Vivian loves like gifting people stuff and wants to gift me things, but like it's really hard because if I want something, it's typically because I have a use for it. So like I just sit on like a bunch of savings because I don't really like spending money. But if there's something that I know can be useful to me and solves a problem for me, I just get it. Which I know is like an extremely privileged position to be in. But I also just don't like spending money. I mean, using the same white t-shirts. I bought 7 white t-shirts 2 years ago in Japan. Because the US dollar is like that much stronger there. So like the shirts that I was buying were like basically on sale. So I bought like literally 8. I got 8 white t-shirts and I'm still using them to this day. Some of them even have like holes in them. Also, Vivian's complaining that they're gray now. I don't give a shit. I got this shirt from a sample sale. I don't know. I just like deals. I like value and I like utility. But I've been trying to like understand design.
How much did your food preferences change after moving to LA?
It's still pretty much the same. I used to love like back at home, my favorite food would be my mom's dumplings. And now my favorite food is soup dumplings I get from Costco. Not only because they taste good, but because it's cheap as fuck. 30 cents a dumpling, insane value. Insane value. I've been trying to learn like, or at least understand how other people, like why other people use products and why other people, what they see in like the design of something, because I do want to create things that other people will eventually interact with and use. And if it's ugly or if the user experience is shit or etc, etc, matter if it's like has like a bunch of utility if no one likes it. I actually started talking with Vivian recently about this idea because she's a product designer. Yeah, me and Vivian are like complete polar opposites.
If you were to host any other events outside of the farmathon and the roundtable that benefits a lot of people, what would you do?
I won't comment on that because it's in the works. Let's just say that it relates to things I've been doing recently. Shit, now I'm like thinking down like a rabbit hole of like other stuff. The stuff that excites me is literally just like potential. Like paths that haven't been like explored yet. That I just think are cool ideas. The problem is that like I need to ground it in like what's possible and what's realistic. And that's difficult. Because in order to execute, people need to get paid, stuff needs to make money, users need to see a value proposition, etc, etc. That's basically what's going to be my focus for the next couple years. Because at the moment, I've been fronting all of these ideas just for fun. So now how can I make it, how can I make a business model that makes it work? Oh, no way, there's a Porto's here! Chat, Porto's is like one of my favorite restaurants here. It's mainly because it's cheap. But it's like really good food. But because it's really good food and it's cheap, there's always like 30-minute long waits just to order.
Is there a universe where instead of OSU you became a full-time gacha content creator, or is that an unrealistic prospect?
That one's tough. Like obviously I'm friends with a lot of gacha content creators, right? And if I were in their shoes, okay, so it all comes down to the developers. Like when it comes to Osu, like I feel like the fact that Peppy is so easily reachable and that Osu is open source means that if from like a high, like from, is it high or low level? Like if you have like a genuinely good idea, you can actually make a change in the game. And that's insane. I cannot think of any other game in which a regular community member with the right idea and the right execution can make a genuine change in the game. And I just see so much potential with that. When it comes to Genshin Impact, the problem is that its developers are very closed off from its specifically US-based community. They're always going to prioritize the Chinese community over the US community. And then with the Chinese community, it's like, it's just whoever bitches the loudest. I don't know. I don't really see myself as a person who complains a lot. I'd rather do the change. I'd rather be the change I want to see, rather than just complain and shit, you know?
Do you feel like becoming an OSU content creator was always part of your path, or did it happen more because the right opportunity came along?
So the underlying idea is that I don't like being locked into something. I want to have the freedom to do what I want to do. And when I was 16, freshly graduated high school, preparing to take out like $100,000 loan to go to college for 4 years, and then having to decide, what do I want to do? What is my career path? The thing is, I don't fucking know. Like, computer science was the thing that interested me at the time, but does it interest me enough to spend $100,000 on that? Hell no, bro. What if I started studying it and then actually ended up like not liking the career? So like that scared me. Specifically having to make a decision for my future self that I wasn't in my present self prepared to make, basically. Whereas the position that I'm in right now is that I do whatever I want to do in the moment, which is awesome. And it just so happened to be for the past 10 years, and hopefully another 10 years, and hopefully another 10 years, I just enjoy Osu. And it's always the game that I come back to. I see a lot of opportunities in, I see a lot of growth in, I see a lot of value in. It's not like, do I see this 5-10 years from now? It's like, today, I think Osu's great. I think tomorrow, Osu's going to continue being great. And so I just like look at it from that perspective. And I have the flexibility so that if that ever changes, I feel like I can pivot. I just don't expect myself to pivot anytime soon, just because I see so many cool things that I can do within Osu.
What were your electives in high school?
Electives? During my like junior and senior years, I didn't really take, like, I can't really think of any electives. I just spammed AP classes. Like, it's just value. You get to take college level courses, college credit courses for free in high school. So like senior year, I think it was 7 periods. I think of 2 periods. That was, and the rest of them were like AP Physics, AP Computer Science, AP US History. No, it was AP Government. AP English, or was it Writing or whatever? I think before, like, my junior year, it was just like, what electives did I take? I don't know, fucking art? Back when I was in Virginia, there's this like green poster that was up on my wall. Some people may recognize it. It's like a green self-portrait of mine, of myself. That was from art class. That was dope. Looks like we finally escaped LA. I'm only saying that because traffic has finally opened up. Incredible. Just kidding. Google Maps just showed me a giant patch of red. Yeah.
I wanna ask Ed if he ever had prolonged interest in any science-based fields, astrology, physics,
Physics for sure. Okay, math was boring to me up until I got into calculus. Calculus was when I realized that math was real. Because up until that point, it was like, oh my god, you have like 22 watermelons. Someone else takes 10 of them. How many watermelons do you have left? Like, when the fuck are you going to deal with 22 fucking watermelons? You know what I'm saying? But like, when calculus came into the equation, and you're starting to deal with like, you know, speed, velocity, acceleration, those are real. You know what I'm saying? And so that actually did genuinely like fascinate me. But the problem is that my physics teacher, I think I told this story before. We had like this really cracked physics teacher, but when I took AP Physics for my first year, that cracked physics teacher left to teach governor's school, and so for like half of the school year, we had a substitute who was like goofed around. And then the second half, we finally got our like replacement teacher, and it was like this old dude who was boring as fuck. So I just left. And then I took it again. I took physics 2, and then from physics 1 didn't know. So what he ended up doing was he just taught us physics 1, and so we got nuked on the AP exam, but we passed the class. That was dope. Like, there were a handful of people who actually did end up like passing the AP Physics 2 exam. But for those people, they were literally reading the textbook. And I'm not, that's not me. They're straight up reading the textbook to you know, get ahead. And I'm like, you know what? I respect that shit.
What characteristic or aspect about a person do you find the most important? As in, it would be a deal breaker if they don't have it or are good in that regard.
Humbleness. I think, yeah. I think that's the biggest thing. Is it? I'm not sure if this is the right word, but empathy, I think, would be better. Like, for example, the thing that, like, pisses me off the most is when someone's, like, telling a story, saying, like, oh my god, I was walking down the road, and then this dude bumped into me. Like, why can't he just watch where he's going? Like, I'm just doing my own business and my own business. Why can't he just use his fucking eyes or blah, 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 blah. And it's like, what if the dude is like, you know, having a bad day? What if he's like, he just so happened to not pay attention? Like, you don't know things from their perspective. Like, to just assume the absolute worst, acting as if everything was like intentionally spited against you, like, it just annoys me a lot. Like, every time I hear a situation or hear a problem, I always like envision what the other person could be going through, or what circumstances would cause that other person to be in that situation. And so it's tough. All right, chat, we have around 4 hours left.
Speaking of traffic earlier, what was the worst road rage kind of experience that you had so far?
It's like a weekly occurrence here, I swear. Especially if I'm like driving at night, there'll just be one dude who's like going 90 in a 65 mile per hour zone, weaving through traffic, usually in a Prius. Like, it's fucking insane, dude. No blinkers whatsoever, they're just weaving through, and I'm like, that's insane. Never saw stuff like that while I was in Virginia, I'll tell you that. Every couple months I'll see a car on fire. That's pretty wild. I've seen cops, like, if there's like an accident up ahead, they'll like their lights on, and then they'll like weave through all 5-6 lanes of traffic and weave through them to get all the cars to slow down. Like, I've seen that happen multiple times. Like, dude, LA roads are insane.
Now that you're helping out at LvlUp EXPO, were you still thinking about helping out at Co as potential staff member?
I'll still need to figure out the logistics, but it's something I'm considering, yeah. Just need to reach out to them and figure out what the specifics are going to be.
No questions, but chat is currently busy trying to figure out if it's TOS to die on stream.
What the fuck? I think the stream would get taken down very quickly. Ooh, chat, can you guys look something up for me? Is gas cheaper in Vegas or Los Angeles? I need to see if I blundered. Maybe I should have waited until I got to Vegas before I filled up my gas tank. I mean, I was pretty low already, so like... Right now I'm thinking through like what the scheduling is going to be like once I actually arrive in Vegas. I'm technically supposed to arrive tomorrow. I just wanted to come in a day early just because. I'll be crashing over at my friend Alan's place. He's like the production manager over at LvlUp EXPO. Turns out the convention centers, like, they open up, like the con goers enter the convention on like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? But for vendors and like the production people, they have the convention center open at like, I think Sunday is actually the first day. So technically speaking, it is Tuesday. So we're on like day 3 if you're on like the production side. People are probably already setting up booths, constructing stuff, etc. Stuff like that I think is actually fascinating because you never think about it. As like a regular convention goer, you'll never like ever think about like, oh shit, wait, they already spent like 5 days building this booth. Now I'm just like coming in to check to get free merch and then leave. It's wild.
Okay, cow here. According to Gas Buddy, cheapest I can find in Las Vegas was around $3.13, while in Hawthorne, LA, something around $3.95.
Yeah, I just paid $3.95 at the Costco gas station in Hawthorne.
Would you say your life is stressful?
Oh god, yes. Oh damn. I actually didn't realize how much stress it was causing me. Because the thing is, like, a lot of the stuff I want to do, I don't know how to do it properly. I kind of like force my way into things and like learn as I go. And obviously break a lot of things. And obviously let a lot of people down. Which is why I've been like looking at like other resources of like... I talked about this on the podcast. I don't think I've ever mentioned it to the stream. But I was offered a job. Very... And like through that offer, I'm like, I can learn a lot from this position. But then I'll probably have to like put things on hold for a long ass time. So I'm like, I'm weighing, okay, would it be worth it for me to put things on hold for a bit? For me to learn all this stuff and then come back and then pop off? Or would it be better for me to just continue like brute forcing, breaking things, letting people down, wasting money, and learn things the hard way? I don't know. But it gives me options, and that's pretty dope. My priority is to be the most capable person that I can be. You guys already know that, like, just from me talking and rambling, like, in my car. Like, when it comes to tools and, like, things that can do shit. And I am, like, the biggest tool there is. That sounds, like, fucking stupid, but, like, out of all things that I would, like, invest money into, I would invest money in myself, if that makes any sense. Because if I can get smarter, learn new skills, gain insights, find unique perspectives, things like that. If I bring all of that into myself, it allows me to make better decisions, execute things much more efficiently, and just do more cool things. So the problem with that is like, how do I do that and balance all the shit I'm already doing? And that's where all the stress comes in. Because at some point, something has to give. And for the last couple of years, it has been like my content creation stuff. That's the reason why I that's the reason why I said fuck it and did the farmathon. It's because I was like not prioritizing streaming as much, and I'm like, alright, I'm gonna drop everything and do the farmathon. Fuck it. But then came the obligations I already said yes to, which is like LvlUp EXPO. The farmathon was not supposed to last as long. Spoiler alert. Alright, next exit, I'm just gonna take a bathroom break, fix the music,
If you had a sudden decline in your streaming career, what would you continue to do?
If what? Wait, what? Something streaming career, what would I do? Okay, I'm gonna assume that said if I saw a decline in my streaming career, what would I do?
A sudden decline.
Oh, a sudden decline. If there was a sudden decline in my streaming career. I don't see my streaming career as something that is outside of my control. If my career took a downturn, it's because of decisions that I've made that allowed it to. And I feel like at any point in time to reverse that. I just got a lot. That's it. Like content creation stuff, like as a person who's been in the game for like 10 fucking years, like I know what to do. I just gotta do it. And lately what I've been doing is like focusing a lot on events. So I don't really see that as an issue. Like when it comes to the business end of things, like on a personal level, like I like to take things day by day, how I feel like, and just do what I enjoy doing and what I feel like doing. However, on like the business end of things, I like to take a look at things on like a 5-year, maybe even 10-year scope. And like, I'd like to think like in 5 to 10 years, hopefully I'll still have this position in the OSU community. Hopefully I would have built a business that would alleviate some of the, what's it called, the stress in terms of me needing to be on stream for hours on end. That would still community. Hopefully I would have been able to build a team that will allow me to continue doing events without needing to like go AFK for like hours and hours and hours on end. Not sure if I'll still be a top player in 5 to 10 years. I don't think that's going to be as much of a priority. Things like that. 3.5 hours left. I'm going 3 miles an hour. Oh no, we're going 7 now. Woo! Traffic is like the biggest thing that I had to like, it was like the biggest shock to me. Cause like, I heard that like traffic was bad. But like I've never seen it this bad. Usually, again, I'm like, I don't mind driving. Podcasts and stuff anyway. And usually like that keeps me like thinking. So I find like long periods of driving or getting stuck in an opportunity to just like.
Chat is currently listening. We have shaking ASMR right now. Thanks Ed's phone.
Ah, we love that. Yeah, I actually had this idea. So like I saw when other people do their IRL streams from their phone, they actually have like a wireless microphone that's plugged in their phone. Look into. I'm just glad this like phone IRL stream thing is actually working. Cause this is a lot easier. Like this actually makes like a somewhat, I don't think I need just like an Android phone that has like a really nice camera. And that's literally to be that powerful. It just needs to be an Android phone with good cameras. Ideally dual SIM, so I can bond multiple networks together. Actually, I'm not sure if I can use dual SIM with IRL Pro. I'll have to look into that. But like this setup is like so much easier compared to the backpack. It's insane. Using the LiveView Solo was such a big headache, dude. And it was so expensive. I bought this phone for like $100. And then the plan was like not 50, it was like $40 for like the data. That's it. That's insane, dude. The backpack would cost like as high as $700 a month to run. Alright. Holy fuck. Okay, I'm supposed to go 72 miles on this highway. Nope, I'm peacing out. Alright, I'm trying to find like the nearest rest stop. Alright, I see a gas station. Bet. Arrival time, 7:27. Nope.
BMC, do you watch Twitch much? If so, do you have any favorite content / streamers to watch?
Do I watch Twitch? I used to a while back, but now I'm like I'm more of a streamer than a viewer. I used to watch a lot of Forsen. I used to watch a lot of XEC. I used to watch Key 4, what's it called? Other speedrunners, like Minecraft speedrunners. I used to watch Shroud back when he was playing PUBG. Like, this was ages ago, you know? I don't got the turn radius for this. Goodbye. Alright, chat. I will be right back. If someone robs my car, at least I'll have footage of it. Goodbye.
Don't worry, chat is hydrated and is listening to their favorite ASMR. Please do not break the window. Chatting. Hello, Mr. Man on the outside, please come back. Hey chat, do you see that sign in the top right of the screen? It says, you lost the game. Frick.
I just lost the game. Ah, there we go. Okay. Chat. What's the status? Is everything cool with the stream? Anything else on fire? Yo, Ed, I got myself a yogurt. Yo, Ed. What's up?
I have a pen.
A pen?
Pen, pencil.
I have this pencil.
Okay, that'll work.
Yeah, you can keep it.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
I don't know why I had that pencil. Civilian jump scare.
Besides the stream going feels lagman here and there, the stream has been going well so far.
Okay, that's good. Alright, chat, we got 3 hours and 22 minutes to go.
Now that you had your bathroom break, how many points out of 10? How nasty was the gas station bathroom?
I walked in, tried to use the bathroom, but the door was locked. It had a code. So I thought I had to buy something. So I just walked to the front, and like, bro didn't even, like, check me out. He just held up a cardboard sign with the door code. And I'm like, thanks, bro. So then I used the door code and I opened up the bathroom door. And there was a guy inside. But he was washing his hands. And he was like, oh, sorry. The bathroom, I'd say it's like a good 3 out of 10. I was talking with my physical therapist earlier. Since I'm going to be at LvlUp EXPO, I'm not going to be playing Osu. I still need to do my hand exercises twice a day. So I brought my dumbbells, my tennis balls, my rubber bands, etc, etc. But since I'm not going to be playing Osu, like, I'm going to have to, like, have, like, a ramp up period once I get back. Which is annoying.
Is there any point on the drive to Vegas that you enjoy the most, scenery-wise?
Scenery-wise? I'm pretty sure it's literally just a desert, bro. It's just straight up, like, tumbleweeds and that's it. I do remember during my last drive to Vegas, like, I drove at night, so it's like pitch black. Couldn't see shit. But as soon as you start arriving, like, you just see this, like, ball of, like, light. And it's the Vegas Strip as you're, like, approaching it. LvlUp EXPO is going to be right off of the Vegas Strip, so. Oh, there's a Cybertruck pulling up next to me. Oh, what the? Oh, never mind. I saw like a cloud of just like gray smoke, just like suddenly come out of a car.
Speaking of last year's Vegas drive, will you go pick up the old key that you lost, Keck?
The key that I lost? What do you mean? Like my truck? Like I lost one of my car keys, but like that ended up in a landfill. Like, I remember I was like, what the hell? What happened to my car keys? So I pulled up the, my Find My, and it was like 200 miles away. And I'm like, how the hell is this? And so I zoomed in on it, and it just said, like, Los Angeles landfill. I'm like, damn.
What era of Yu-Gi-Oh did you stop playing?
Probably around 2013. Like, XYZ cards, Exceeds, summoning was, like, new at the time. I played when wind-ups were the meta. So if you look up that sort of information, you'll probably find the year in which I was playing. I went to, like, regionals, but I went with a friend, and then we had to leave early, so I had to drop out. But yeah, there was this, like, funny story. He found a penny with the head side up, so he thought he had a lucky day, so he spent, like, 200 bucks opening packs and got nothing. And then the drive home was really awkward, because his dad was, like, flaming him and shit.
What's a piece of advice you would have given yourself when you were younger?
If people are going to get mad anyway, just do the things that you want to do. That's it. Can't please everyone.
Should I spend 3.71 on McDonald's or 9.51 on Taco Bell?
$3 at McDonald's. That's like one McChicken. Last time I went to McDonald's, like a filling meal for me cost me like $15. Which, with $15, I might as well just go to Chipotle. Or like Kava. So I feel like McDonald's fell off, bro.
Back to TCG, what used to be, in your opinion, your most valuable card or cards?
Wind-up carrier Zen... no. Wind-up Zen mains? There was a card that ended up... no. Wind-up carrier Zen Mighty, I think, was the one that ended up getting banned. Zen mains was probably one of my most expensive cards. It was like a secret rare. That was like 200 or 300 at the time. We also owned like an original set of like Exodia. It wasn't first edition, but it was like, pretty sure it was Legend of Blue Eyes. Me and my brother. Those are the only ones that come to mind. Oh shit, we had like an ultimate rare first edition Solemn Warning, but I'm pretty sure that card got reprinted out the ass. We had like an original Pot of Duality, but then that also got reprinted out the ass. We had a original secret rare Tour Guide from the Underworld, but then that also got reprinted out the ass. So I don't even know, man. Effect Veilers, those also got reprinted. They're all cards that were like super meta, really OP, and then they got reprinted later. We're finally schmoovin', chat. We got around 3 hours left.
How did you get into Minecraft?
How did I get into Minecraft? I remember the first time I saw Minecraft, it was at my friend Dez's place. He was my neighbor who lived around the corner, around the block of my house. He had it on his MacBook, and he just showed me like one of his builds. There was like some like water system with it, with a bucket. And I'm like, oh shit, this is cool. So I think I started watching like Minecraft videos. I got like obsessed with Skyblock. But obviously I couldn't play Minecraft. Didn't have a computer. So I would go to my local library. I was like playing trading cards at the time, but like I stopped, like I started getting out of trading cards and started playing the trial version of Minecraft on Minecraft.net. And I just spammed that every single week. I would try to build like an island in the sky and then try to act like I'm playing Skyblock for like 2 Minecraft nights or 3 Minecraft days. And then my other friend who lived around the block, the next door neighbor from Dez, he also had a Minecraft account, but he stopped playing. So he gave me his Minecraft account. That was Beast T Troll. He misspelled his name when he created his account. So I used that account. I started like playing on Minecraft servers. Got into MC PvP. And then I was like 12 at the time. I decided, I was like, okay, I want to make a YouTube channel. So when I turned 13, I made a YouTube channel. At some point in time, I ran to like my GameStop, bought a Minecraft gift card because my dad would never allow me to buy video games. I used cash to buy a Minecraft gift card, fixed the misspelling, so it was Beast Troll MC. And then that's when I created everything. Everything else is like documented now. How the hell is there traffic on the... I thought we left LA. Why is there traffic en route to Vegas? How often are people traveling between Vegas and LA? There's no way.
How is your personal fitness nowadays? And do you have any fitness goals?
My personal fitness? It just hasn't been a priority for me. I've been doing my physical training, or my physical therapy. With the occasional, like, workout strength training in the gym. But it just hasn't been a priority for me lately. We're going out once a week to play pickleball with friends. That's been super fun. I'm trying to get all my roommates out to do it too.
How much bigger do you think OSU will become?
Well, I think that depends. Am I thinking about it? I don't know. Honestly, don't know. I think it really just depends on what the community is going to do. With other games, there's like control from like its developers, and it's like, you know, the people running the show and its marketing team. They have like the plan. Whereas Osu doesn't really have a plan. Peppy keeps the game running and continues developing for its community. It's really up for the community to decide where the game goes. I have my own ideas for what I feel like what could make the game better. Other people are working on their own stuff. We'll just have to see where it goes.
Right. Can we pay to win to skip our songs to #1 in the queue? If yes, here's $5. If not, GGS.
I have no control over it. I mean, maybe there are some mods to my Stream Elements dashboard that can like look at the alert and then like put it in, you know, put it higher up in the queue, but I have no idea. Bruh, I just saw someone literally just throw a bottle out of their car. That's cringe. Alright chat, here's his license plate. I'm just kidding.
What places in California other than LA do you like? This could apply to Virginia as well.
Virginia? I don't know shit about Virginia. I've been to Virginia Beach a couple of times. But LA, I like to go to Sawtelle a lot. Little Tokyo every now and then, but like, it's in downtown LA, which is kind of a shithole. Santa Monica is nice occasionally, but it kind of fell off. At least from what I hear. Manhattan Beach is kind of nice. Abbot Kinney is kind of nice. Melrose, they have this like, it's called Melrose Trading Post every Sunday. I see it as like a glorified yard sale, except without the deals. I like to go to Culver City for food and boba. I don't know of anything to do in Hollywood, to be honest.
Did you ever go to Busch Gardens in Virginia?
Busch Gardens? Nope. Can't really remember if it's like a restaurant or like an amusement park. It's a restaurant, right?
Amusement park.
Oh. Yeah, I never went.
What do you think of New York City?
New York City? I like how it's actually walkable. That you can just like go from one place to another without needing a car. I think that's pretty dope. I just think it's dirty as fuck. Like all the subways are super smelly. There's like homeless people everywhere. Not as bad as LA, to be honest, but still. I'll be honest, I haven't even listened to Brain Power in years. That's actually wild. I kind of forgot the song existed. I think I was wanting to FC like the Monstrata version. What the fuck is that a dude? Are motorcycles allowed to go on the freeway?
How do you determine which conventions you attend/guest at?
If there's an opportunity there. I can't remember the last time I went to a convention just for fun. Like, there has to be something that I'm there to do, specifically. Like, for LvlUp EXPO this year, I'm hosting the Roundtable Open. The team over at LvlUp gave me $10,000 to use as the prize pool, as well as, like, to tap into their production infrastructure to host, like, a sick-ass event. That's fucking dope, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Last TwitchCon, I went because the same production friend who gave me the opportunity at LvlUp EXPO was also contracted to run the Arena Breakout Infinite booth at TwitchCon. Invited me to help out. Fuck yeah, dude. So that's what I was doing over at TwitchCon. For Conquest, I was talent there. So like I was flown out, got paid to go to the Philippines. And that's fucking dope. There's a lot of countries that I want to explore, but like, if it's just for fun, it's not really for fun. You know what I'm saying? It's probably the reason why I haven't really prioritized it. So if I'm making a video at COE, the idea is that the video pops off.
How you got time to figure out the round table for this year while grinding on the farmathon?
Deadroad has been like a huge player. Like, Deadroad has been helping out a lot on the back end of like making sure that things are moving. I also have just like really talented people. Like the Poon is such a hard carry when it comes to like production. Both him and James. Like they have like years of experience running like production for LAN events specifically in Osu. And that is just like insane. The main issue is that like all of us are doing this out of the love of the community. Like the farmathon was used to like cover some of the expenses, but they're still having to pay out of pocket to basically work. But the goal is to figure out a way so that like they can actually make money doing this. So they can prioritize doing it more. Because it's obvious they enjoy doing it. How can we make events profitable so that they can prioritize it and do it even more? Because at the moment, everyone is still like losing money. We're just not losing as much money putting on each event.
What is the best fast food chain for breakfast or just in general?
For breakfast? Fast food. When I think of breakfast and fast food, I think of just like coffee shops, like Starbucks. You walk in, grab a coffee, grab like a sandwich, and you're done, you know? But then now I remember there are places like IHOP that exist. I guess pancakes are breakfast, right? I don't know. I just feel like breakfast, of all things for you to go out to spend money on, why breakfast? Make some cereal or some shit, you know? I think there's some like, I like going to like small like independent cafes and like restaurants. I feel like the food there is interesting. For fast food, like I'm better off just like making some cereal. Save the trip to go outside. In terms of like my favorite like fast food place or chain would probably be Chipotle, to be honest. I think the food is relatively healthy. Good. Kava has actually been on my radar for a bit now. I feel like Kava has been pretty competitive. And both of those are like super fast as well. It's just a bit more on the pricier end. Alright, 2 hours and 30 minutes left.
Now, what cereal though?
What cereal? Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That's my favorite cereal. I also like Frosted Flakes. I tried to cut out all carbs out of my diet, but then it just made me constantly tired. Who would have thought?
What is your haircut called?
It's called the middle part, because it parts in the middle. If you look at middle part, you should be able to find other like haircuts like it. However, even though it looks simple, like there's surprisingly like a bunch of detail that's put into the sides in order to make sure that it layers properly. Like they leave like a little bit of hair at the top so that it supports the hair, the long hair that goes on top of it, if that makes any sense. Alright, next time I see like a rest stop, I'm gonna go grab something to eat. Might take a nap as well. Chat, we've gotten to the point of the drive in which everything is boring. No mountains, no buildings, just the desert. Sometimes I forget that Los Angeles is also a desert.
Speaking of deserts, if you were to be stranded in a desert at one point and you could bring 3 things.
3 things? Scott, I think of like the survivalist mentality. So like there has to be some way that I can secure myself a constant source of hydration. Something that can source me a constant source of food. And then some, right? Would be like, what items would allow me to get a constant source of hydration, food, and shelter. I was actually really surprised. Like, I went to Costco in LA and I was like blown away how cheap tents were. Kind of made some things make sense, to be honest, but like, I feel like a tent wouldn't be that difficult to get. Maybe a nice tent. But it would need to be able to insulate me from like the hot heat and like the super cold nights.
Can you repeat that? Stream died.
Oh, the stream died? Unlucky. Yeah, we're probably in a patchy spot right now for internet. Just kidding. My phone still shows like 4 bars on Google Maps. Mods, if we're back, just let me know through the text to speech.
Stream is fine, it was just very laggy, so you cut out a lot. 4 bars on your phone, 4 pixels on stream.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch the stream to see how bad it actually looks. Cause these it's like 720p. I could probably lower the amount of data it needs. This truck next to me has a sign on the back that just says lane closed.
Will you do more content on the feast or soup PvP in general?
On the feast? Maybe. Not gonna rule it out, but it's just not a priority for me right now. I had the urge to play on it a couple of times, but I don't know. We'll see.
What are the top 3 songs you listen to in your car whenever you have to drive some?
I don't really like listen to music often. I'll only play music if like I'm driving like with other people in the car. I mainly listen to like podcasts or audiobooks or YouTube videos that are interesting. Usually about like business stuff. It's like one channel I've been watching a lot recently is called Design Theory. It's literally about design theory. Who would have guessed? I've been watching a couple videos on like marketing that I think are actually really useful. A lot of stuff about like self-help. I saw Matt Diabella's coverage of a book called The Courage to Be Disliked that I think is really interesting. Started listening to the audiobook of that, The Courage to Be Disliked. I like stuff that allows me to spark new ideas. And a lot of that usually comes from like seeing other people do cool things in subjects that I'm not as familiar with. When it comes to music, it just feels good listening to stuff. And like, that's nice, but like, that's not what I'm going for right now. Okay, my phone internet just died. That's just at 1 bar. What a tragedy.
How did you acquire that kind of mindset?
How did I acquire that kind of mindset? I think it's when I was like a kid and like recognizing that the situation that I was in is not normal. Well, I guess it is normal, technically. Like, there's a lot of people who are, you know, not from very fortunate backgrounds. But like, knowing that life could be better made me want to do everything in my power to make my life better. And oftentimes that begins with improving yourself. How can you be a person of better value? How can you be a person of better capabilities? Of course, everyone has their own constraints. My constraint was I have no formal education outside of high school. So I have to sift through all of the crap on the internet to find one nugget of information that's actually useful. But that information does exist, which is really cool. Like one video that I started watching and realized it was like absolute gold was a video from like a former VP of marketing at a couple different startups that was literally just outlining everything that you need to be a proper marketer. Not in the sense of like selling cars, but like if you have a product and you are trying to create a roadmap to get people to be interested in your product, how do you do that? It went into like the sources of like discoverability, which is usually through advertising or just social media, and then the funnel into directing that into your website, and then creating incentives for them to engage so you can gather information, to have soft CTAs into hard CTAs that usually come into some sort of like payment. And I'm like, all this shit just makes sense. And it gives me a deeper sense of understanding of like how the products and the websites that I interact with, why they do the things that they do. Like if I go onto, let's say, Insta360, because they recently released a new camera. If I go onto the Insta360 website, it instantly asks me for my email, and it's offering me like a discount or something. That's part of their marketing. That's a soft CTA. That's a part of their marketing strategy. And my position as a Insta360 customer, I've purchased their products before. So from their perspective, the strategy that they're looking at me at the moment is how do I retain this customer? Because I've already been a customer of Insta360, purchasing cameras from them. How do they get me to keep coming back to purchase more cameras? And so this video went in and like touched on that subject. How like usually each company will have like a introductory product, a product that is like positioned to be somewhat cheap, accessible, that can allow a person to get introduced to your brand, to then like, you know, learn about what your brand is about. And then there's usually like some sort of positioning that allows them to, or some sort of strategy to retain that customer so that they can purchase more and more products at like higher price points. So like for me with Insta360, it started with like the Go 3S, which is a camera that's really, really tiny. I thought it was like really dope. I specifically wanted to get a POV shot, so I wear like this magnetic necklace that I strap the camera to that allows me to get POV shots of me doing whatever I'm doing throughout my day. And then from that, I bought one of their 360-degree cameras, which is their X4. And so that's part of the retention. Like I started with just like a cheap action camera. Cheap. It was still like $400 or $500. Went to like one of their premium model, let's call it 360 cameras. Got to play around with that for a bit. But it's really interesting to look at it from like both perspectives, because I'm now starting to understand like the strategies that Insta360 is using to retain me as a customer. But I also understand like myself from a customer's perspective of like what value do I see in Insta360 that prompts me to then decide to purchase a product. And the struggle that I'm going through right now is that yes, I've spent a lot of money on their products, and these products are obviously extremely capable, but what's the end result that has come out from it? How many videos have I actually made using their products? The end result hasn't really been that much. In fact, I'm starting to think now that I can probably like having all these different cameras is dope and it gives me more options, but I'm thinking that's actually a problem. I have too many options when all I should just be doing is just using my camera and just recording. I don't need like a specific POV shot. I just need to record and get content out. Like through like experimenting with all these different cameras and stuff, I realized that like the most important thing is an accessible camera. A camera that's small, lightweight, and one that you're going to have with you all the time. And that is literally your phone. That is your fucking phone. Sure, the quality of the vlogs coming out of your phones probably aren't going to be that crazy, but at least you'll actually be outputting content. Because I think the output of content is the most important thing. What's the point of recording all this shit if you're not going to post it? And that's my problem. I have so much footage that I've recorded. I just never uploaded. I'm trying to figure out what to do with it, to be honest. I don't think it would be worth it to like edit them and upload them now because they're just like so old. But I still think it would be interesting for like some people to see, maybe as like subscriber content. At the moment, the value for like someone to subscribe isn't really that much. It's kind of like you get some emotes that are from outdated branding, but people mainly do it to support the channel, which is great. But I feel like there's more that I can do for my subscribers. And I think like a lot of that content that I never really showed out might be interesting. Who knows? But just another thing I've been thinking about. Oh yeah, to go back to that one question, asking like how I got into the mindset of like self-development and learning and stuff like that. The reality is just I want things. There are things that I genuinely want. If you want something bad enough, you'll do anything to get it. And I've recognized in order to achieve the things that I want, I need to be a more capable and more educated person. I just don't want to shill out the 100K to get that education. Well, actually, the money actually isn't the problem anymore, which I'm very like privileged to say. Like if everything like dropped, I could just go back to college and pay for it myself now, which is awesome. It's more of like the time. I think college is actually too slow. 4 fucking years? Bro, I think it would literally be faster for me to like instead find like a really cracked, let's say software development. Find a really cracked software developer, literally like be under their wing, pay him to literally be his assistant and just learn everything from him. Get real experience in the field, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that would shape down at like a 4-year career down to maybe like 2, maybe even 1 year of actually just being immersed in it, in the field.
What do you think about other osugame modes? Taiko/catch/mania.
Fortunately, I just don't know enough about them to really have any sort of opinion. Like I've talked about like the potential of the other game modes. Like I love Osu as a game, right? And the fact that it supports like 3 other game modes is kind of really interesting on Osu's positioning. However, I also feel like it's kind of weird because when people think of Osu, they think of Osu Standard. So I feel like the other game modes get shadowed or get casted aside as a result of it. I think the direction is also kind of confusing because Osu is going to be supporting multiple rule sets. So there's going to be the Osu Standard rule set, Osu Taiko rule set, Osu Mania rule set, Osu Catch the Beat rule set. And then there will be other rule sets that anyone can just make. Someone has made a rule set that's exactly like a Dance of Fire and Ice. What the fuck? And so like Osu could be a platform that literally supports all types of rhythm games. But in terms of my opinion of them, I just don't play them enough to have any sort of opinion. I do think Osu Mania has like the biggest amount of potential out of all 4 of them actually. Only because it has like the ability to transfer over players from existing rhythm games. If you create a value proposition that's high enough, an incentive for someone to play on Osu Mania more than, who knows, let's call it. This is a bad example, but Dance Dance Revolution, more closely, Sound Voltex. There's one that I tried on desktop a while back. I forgot what it's called. Beat Mania? I don't know. Like if the roundtable were to expand to another game mode, Osu Mania would be the next priority, for sure.
What suggestions would you give to someone who want to start off as a streamer or YouTuber, maybe around OSU, or even other games, or in real life stuff?
Just press the go live button. If you start, then you're already ahead of 99% of people. Then the rest of it is just how can you make your next stream better than the previous one. Have that mindset and then you continue doing it, and I guarantee within like 10 years, you'll find something. There'll be faster ways to improve yourself, obviously, but if you haven't even started, it literally doesn't even matter. What's the point of like educating a person on like retention strategies or planning out content or networking or events if you literally haven't even done your first stream? You'd just be talking into the void. That's why I'm always so excited when I see like prominent or like creators that have showcased that they've done something. That's why I see so much potential in John Porler. It's actually crazy. He gets so much shit, but like he has like a lot of the right fundamentals. So I feel like it's just a matter of time of literally just like years in the community before he becomes like a major player. Maybe not even years, dude. And obviously there's still more that I can do even.
Are you still somewhat caught up in the keyboard community and or have plans to do more content related to it?
Not anymore. I feel like the keyboard community imploded. Well, not exactly, but like, I feel like part of the... This is from an outsider now. I used to be in the keyboard community. I don't really follow it that often. But I feel like part of the reason why people liked getting into mechanical keyboards was the appeal of having something like customized, exclusive, like hard to obtain, etc. And that naturally comes with like a high price point. But in the time since then, I feel like there's been a race to the bottom mentality where now you can get like really amazing, awesome keyboards at a really, really cheap price point. And at that point, well, everyone just buys a keyboard. There's no point in going into lubing your own, customizing your switches, finding the right manufacturer to CNC your very own custom case, go to this different community person to get the right perfect annotation on it, go to this person to design a custom PCB. Like, all of that is dead now. There's like, everyone just buys. I feel like most people just buy, like, you know, something from one of the existing manufacturers that's able to produce it really cheap. And it's actually insane what they've been able to accomplish, like what these manufacturers have been able to accomplish. Amazing sounding keyboards straight out of the box. No work required. And the keyboard is fucking phenomenal. But now it's like, alright, what's the point? The difference between like a straight out of the box keyboard versus a completely custom keyboard is like so tiny. It's like almost, it's basically subjective. But the price point in order to do that is still in the, like, the multiple thousands. So the value just isn't there anymore. It's funny because in a similar way, I feel like that's what's happening to Osu.
How do you stay productive all of the time without feeling burnt out? It's not the same as most 9-to-5s where you go in, do your shift and be done with the day. What do you do to keep your mind focused day in and day out?
Who says I don't get burnt out? Nah, for real, that is actually one of my biggest issues. I spread myself too thin. There's a lot of things I want to do, but if I want to do them well, I have to, like, focus up. Set my priorities right. That's why recently I've been saying, oh, this is not a priority for me, like, to a lot of different things. I'm in the process of clawing back my own focus.
What was the solution you found for procrastination? Most of the time when I ask this question, it's I wanted it bad enough, but there's always gonna be something I want more.
A deadline. Like a deadline that's outside my control that will have real consequences. That's the unfortunate reality. That's also part of the reason why I feel like, okay, I need to, like, adjust my own mindset. Because for the past couple of years, I've been doing things, which is great. It's dope. It's fun. But I'm just shoveling money down a hole, like a bottomless pit. Whereas I wanna, my vision, or like the things that bring me the most excitement is when I can, like, kickstart a project. Like, if I can build a machine and that machine, like, continues to run long after I've built it. Like, I want to build things. I want to use my money to build things so that they can continue operating. But if I build something and then it dies after I finish using it, then it's kind of pointless, right? Which is my current frustration when it comes to, like, doing these events. These events are not self-sustaining. If I am not, like, shoveling money into them, they die. So on one hand, I think it's fun to host them. Seeing the feedback and the fun that other people get to have is fulfilling. But it feels like I'm wasting this opportunity on something that is only going to last for this moment in time when I should be answering a different or solving a different problem. Like I'm solving the wrong problem, basically. I also understand that more money solves a lot of the problems. So, really tempted. I'll make the decision after level up, but I'm really tempted to just say fuck it and just farm money. And then once I'm able to sit on like a very sizable nest egg, use the lessons that I've learned from shoveling money into a hole, a bottomless pit, to make better decisions, to build things that are not money pits. That's in the best interest for everyone.
Do you think short form content is good to start content creation?
I think starting content creation is better than not. If your goal is to do content creation, it doesn't matter what medium you start with. Just start, straight up. I started with making YouTube videos on Minecraft, like Hunger Games gameplay. Eventually I pivoted to doing more on like live stream stuff. And now I'm having to refocus myself to figure out, okay, what would be the best decision moving forward? Obviously I wanted to maintain the stuff on my live streams. In terms of like value, long form content on YouTube would be the best. In terms of creating like a evergreen content. Short form content, there's a lot of potential with it. It's been leveraged by a lot of other creators. Of course. There's a lot that can come out of it. And then not to mention, there are so many other platforms that if I wasn't in LA, I literally wouldn't even realize the opportunity. There are people who are on Snapchat who literally just hire a person to follow them around making Snapchat stories, who make hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. Holy fuck. On Snapchat. What? Shit's crazy. Like, there's plenty of opportunity out there. It's just like, what are you going to focus on? Because if you don't do it well, it's a waste of time. Run into the problem of spreading yourself too thin.
What's your opinion on OSU coaching? Do you think it actually helps people?
Of course. Now the question is that worth money? That's the problem. Like, do I think people should pay for OSU coaching? When it comes to other fields in which you're like, you know, learning skills that you can leverage to make an income, that makes sense to charge money for, right? So if you're looking for like if you're looking for a consultant to help you with growing your YouTube channel or your Twitch channel, or to create a course or filmmaking or editing or stuff like that, that makes sense, right? But OSU? Paying money to get better at a video game? It might make sense if there was like a healthy esports scene, like Valorant or Counter-Strike. But OSU? Bro, the World Cup paid like, what? For first place, you get $500 per player. What? Like, I just don't see how anyone can justify the value of it. There may be fringe cases, like for example, like I was doing a subathon, getting OSU coaching technically is a sub goal, so it generates income for me. So then there's an incentive for me to, you know, pay someone else. That would make sense, but like, in terms of like the average person, I don't know, man. Especially when there's a lot of resources out there for you to improve on your own. I think if the OSU esports scene was actually built in a way in which someone could actually potentially make a return, then I could see the value in like charging for OSU coaching. But at the moment, whoever buys it, like, it's their money, who gives a shit? I think the people who complain about OSU coaches like charging money for it are actually like the ones who are insufferable. Because if you don't see the value in it, just don't buy it. I'm not gonna flame people for like taking advantage of their skills and leveraging it to make some money. I don't see a problem with that.
Is it likely that you will do more content with Dream, MrBeast and many more, or was that just like you wanting to try out?
That's not for me to decide, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they approached me. They gave me the opportunity to do stuff with them. It wasn't me going to them and be like, yo, I want to be in the video. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying?
Is Ed streaming on mobile data, and if so, how expensive would that be?
So I'm using a different setup this time. This is on a old Android phone. It's a Galaxy S10 Plus. I bought it off of r/hardware swap, specifically because I had a crack on its screen. So I was able to get it for like an insane steal. And I specifically needed an Android because the best IRL streaming apps are only available on Android for some fucking reason. Would love to use my iPhone. I have, the app that I'm using is able to bond 2 connections together. So I bought like a data SIM card that I put into the Android phone. And then I'm using the mobile hotspot from my main phone to give it a second internet connection. So then the app bonds those 2 connections together for one hopefully stable internet connection. It's called IRL.pro or IRL Pro, something like that. IRL scene has evolved a lot.
What's a skill that most people don't have that's relatively quick to learn and is more useful than people might expect?
A skill that doesn't take a long time to learn, but is more useful than people may expect. Being okay with being bored. Yeah. I think that's the most valuable skill you can get right now. That takes almost no effort to do. If you can learn to be okay with being bored, you can be an insanely valuable person. Because right now, social media companies do everything in their power to grab your attention and monetize your attention. To the point where every time you feel bored, you get the instinctive like impulse to grab your phone, watch a YouTube video, watch a Twitch stream, doom scroll through Twitter, etc., etc. But if your attention is constantly occupied by social media, you rarely have the time to just daydream and think about solutions to your own situation and your own problems. And I think that sort of like that happens when you are genuinely bored with literally nothing to do. You start thinking, your mind starts wandering off into different places. And you can come up with some of the most incredible ideas during that phase. It's just like, sometimes it's just really fucking boring. I still struggle with it myself. I started taking steps, like putting my phone away before bed. Literally just having my phone out of reach before bed has helped my sleep a lot. It's still shit. Like, I'm on like 4 hours of sleep or some shit right now. But could be worse. But if you can be okay with being bored, I think that gives you the freedom to direct your focus onto things that actually matter. And only you know what matters for yourself.
What does it feel like to be the biggest 2SU creator?
I don't even think about it. I think the most valuable thing it's given to me is that it gives me like a one-liner to use when it comes to networking. Like, hi, yeah, I'm the largest Osu content creator. I'm the Osu expert, if you will. And it opens doors that are unique that many other people won't be able to do. Technically, Emrek also has like that sort of card. His card is actually more powerful than mine. He gets to literally say he's the best Osu player in the world. I think if he wanted to like actually make it, he literally could. Like out here in LA. The problem would then be like visa issues and like, yeah, expenses and stuff. But Emrek has the capabilities to be a much bigger creator than me, just based off of the fact that he is the best player. Now the question is, would he be able to maintain himself as the best player in the world while also doing content creation? Because streaming is piss easy, dude. All you do is just press the go live button. I find it funny that sometimes like the fact that I'm sure this is from like something that contributes to him being #1 at the game. The fact that he still plays the game even off stream, that is wild to me. Like, I literally cannot play Osu unless I'm streaming nowadays. It's so hard to me to focus on the game if I don't have like the threat of 1,000 people calling me washed if I suck ass at the game. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, technically in my absence, I feel like Emrek should be making like a good income already. Especially since I took like a large absence from the game like a couple months ago.
Do you see value in trying online programming courses on Coursera to slowly integrate into a tech career, or is that just a future plan if streaming doesn't go well long term?
I mean, sure. I mean, I would first like go the attempt of like trying to self-teach yourself first. I mean, Harvard literally has like introductory courses to computer programming that are free. Free. Like, what the fuck? Harvard courses. Free.
What's a tool or utility, physical or digital, that you wish was a thing but hasn't been invented yet?
I mean, the first thing that came to my mind is a capture card that can pass through 480 hertz at 1440p to an OLED display. But that literally doesn't exist. The best that anyone can do right now is 360 hertz at 1080p. Capturing, it can capture at like fucking... My biggest annoyance right now when it comes to streaming is the fact that like my monitor is not what my stream sees. And that is so hard. I know that's literally what every single streamer does, but like I fucking hate it. Having to press a button every single time I want to play a game, and then press a different button every time I want to show my screen. It's so annoying. I hate it. That single-handedly is the reason why I might actually downgrade my monitor. Literally tempted to go back to a, actually, can my capture? I think my capture card can only pass through 240 hertz at 1080. I'll have to see what the capture card market is nowadays, but whatever the highest refresh rate I can get, I just want that. Because the only reason why I got my 480 hertz 1440p was I was trying to make a video. Does the best OSU peripherals make you better at the game? Spoiler alert.
Time to go back to the 2 PC streaming setup.
What's up? Wait, could you repeat that? Sorry. I only heard streaming setup.
Time to go back to the 2 PC streaming setup.
No, the 2 PC setup is fucking insufferable, dude. It is so annoying. It's just a mess of cables. That's the biggest problem. It also doesn't help that there has never been a PC in the history of me owning a computer where I genuinely had 0 issues. And I can't understand why. Chat, we are 1 hour and 30 minutes away.
How do you keep self-confidence when there are countless people around you putting you down or telling you that you can't do something?
Stubbornness. It's really... I don't actually know. Because, like, there are multiple things that are, like, contradictory in my head. There's, like, the stubbornness of me, like, wanting to prove someone wrong. Then there's, like, the belief that I had in my head that I don't need to prove anything to anyone. Which are, like, completely conflicting. And then there's also the idea of, like, I can do whatever I want to do. Which is also conflicting because, like, if I'm trying to prove someone wrong, then I'm not doing what I want to do. I'm obviously being, like, I'm being controlled by someone else. So, like, I don't actually know. There's, like, a couple different things that are going on in my head. I think the biggest thing is just, like, it's my choice. That's literally it. Chat, are you guys able to see out the window? It's so bare. No grass, no nothing. It's just empty, bro.
Do you have favorite snacks other than popcorn?
Favorite stuff other than popcorn? Like in terms of snacks? I like Tate's cookies, the chocolate chip ones. I love crunchy cookies. That shit is wild. But the problem is, like, I feel like I'm getting fat. Vivian actually packed, like, some Tate's cookies for me to snack on the way here, and I'm like, no, I must resist. I'm at, like, 176 pounds right now. I'm talking about my favorite soup dumplings. They're from a brand called Sneer, S-Y-N-E-A-R. I just get them from Costco. It's pretty dope. Oh, I talked about my favorite orange juice from Kirkland. Organic orange juice made with California orange.
Are there any ideas you've ever had for creative projects that you think would be cool to execute unrelated to OSU? Could be videos and such, but also things like interactive exhibits.
Oh, 100%. Like, obviously I still like OSU. I think OSU is dope. I see a lot of opportunity in OSU. But I'm definitely more obsessed with, like, businesses, business structures, executions. Like, I think it would be pretty dope for me to document my progress of building an OSU business, if that makes any sense. Or showcasing what the process is like when it comes to basically anything. The creative process of making a video, the process of running events. Like, I actually thought the TwitchCon video was actually one of my favorite videos because I got to show like what the process is like to actually build a fucking booth. Like for con goers, they don't even think about it. It's just like, oh, they go there, they pay a high ticket price, all right, and then they go up there, they get like free shit, they get to try out games and stuff. But like the companies who are going to these conventions, they have to fork over a ton of money fabricating tables like from the ground up. That's insane. It's not like running to IKEA and grabbing a table. They're straight up building tables, customized tables that were already pre-discussed with the client. What the fuck, dude? I'm very interested in how things work. For years, I've seen like the end products, right? We drive on roads, we buy groceries at the grocery store. But I'm very, very interested in the logistics of how do those groceries get there? What is the pavement made out of? Where do those materials sourced from? Like, things like that. So now applying that to Osu, it's like, okay, how are the how are the music tracks created? How are the beat maps created? What are the ideas that go into them? How does the ranking system function? Is the ranking system the best that we can do? Can it be improved? What are the inputs into that ranking system that allows us to get the output, which is the BP? Is there another way of interacting with the game or having players play that could be better? How can we have that facilitated? What would the user experience be like? Like, those are the things I'm really, really interested in.
What do you think will finally get lazer more players than stable, other than stable actually being phased out? Or maybe you believe phasing it out is the only way that happens?
I don't think anything needs to happen. Lazer is fundamentally a better client. Like, the next generation of Osu players will adopt lazer. The boomer generation of Osu players will eventually disappear and fall out of the limelight. Attention will shift more to lazer than stable. Lazer has the potential for a lot more features to get introduced. Maybe there's a feature that's going to appeal to stable players to get them to move over. But like, I don't think, like, I feel like the question is about like a point in where we are at. Whereas I'm looking at the overall trend, and the overall trend is that like it literally doesn't matter if some stable players want to continue playing stable. The overall trend is obviously going towards lazer. There's probably like one weirdo out there that uses mcOsu as their main client. Actually, I remember when Mazarin used to stream, he would only play on mcOsu. I think it was Mazarin. Pretty sure it was Mazarin. Like, sure, dude. You do what you want.
Do you have experience in breaking bad/unproductive habits? If so, how long did it take you to stop doing them?
There was one bad habit, but I just stopped it by just quitting cold turkey. It was a habit that made being bored fun. And I realized that is really, really bad. So I just cut it out outright.
If rate change gets ranked, will you move to lazer?
Nope. I'll move to lazer when I want to.
What are you most looking forward to this weekend?
This weekend? Really interested to see what the turnout of this actually is going to be. I mean, I've been hyping it up for a while, but like, in terms of actual turnout, we have no idea. We have like the pre-registrations on start.gg. We have like the people who have the roundtable role in the Discord server. But we'll just have to see who actually shows up. I mean, the long-term game when it comes to this is developing a relationship with LvlUp EXPO as a convention. Last year we did an event over there, just as like one of those YOLO decisions, and they were very impressed with what we were able to do. This year they actually gave us some budget, which was the prize pool, along with like more preparations to tap into their production team. So depending on how this goes, we may be able to secure a budget for a much bigger event. Who knows?
How do you go from having literally zero responsibilities to having barely any free time without feeling exhausted 24/7?
What? I mean, I feel like the only reason you would feel exhausted is if you, I feel like a large reason why someone feels exhausted is because, I think the core of it is really just bad management skills. Which ultimately, I have that problem too. I barely plan for, like, the day. Barely plan for tomorrow. Definitely don't have a plan for the next week from now. So I think it just starts with that first. Getting control over your time. I also, like, question the question itself. Like, going from, like, zero responsibilities to all of a sudden, the very next day, having zero free time, that makes no sense. I would then be questioning, where's your time actually going? Because chances are a lot of that free time you do actually have. You're just choosing to spend it on things that don't benefit you or meaningful to you at any way. Alright, chat, we are officially 1 hour away.
To clarify, I have a week-long break from school, and when the week break is done, I'm non-stop studying.
Huh, that makes sense.
Will the stream end when he arrives at the destination, or we will travel in his hands?
No idea. I'll see if I can idle stream at the convention center, like during setup. I don't know if I can do that. We'll see. If I can, well, there still comes the problem of I still need to, like, take care of some responsibilities, which is, like, setting things up and shit. I don't have someone else to hold the camera, so I'll have to figure that out. So, unfortunately, the answer is I have no idea. We're figuring it out as we go.
Anything else you wish OSU did not? Variable hit window size, or maybe even the ability to pause? Did you already answer? Stream is buffering like crazy.
Oh no, I didn't answer it. I've just been, like, thinking. It's just hard for me to say. Because I'm also thinking of it from multiple different perspectives as well. It's a community-based game. And the community has demanded that they want rate change. Which is dope. However, I also feel like, and because of that, they may decide on changes that are not best for the future of the game. And so that's what I'm concerned about.
Big trucks on the road when they drive near you.
Oh, 100%, bro. Bro, if I get into an accident with one of those big trucks, I will lose. The opposite is also true. Like, I drive a truck. Like a pickup truck. If a smaller car gets into an accident with me, they will lose. Just have to be mindful of other people's blind spots, that's it.
What is a place or places where you have gotten the greatest ideas from, digital or physical?
Greatest ideas from? Probably Reddit. r/osugame. At least in the past. Because being able to, like, bounce ideas off of my chat and get instant, like, feedback of whether or not my idea is a good or a bad idea is very valuable.
Do you see yourself ever doing another farmathon? Repeat that if you said anything, stream literally died.
Oh. Yes. I would like to do another farmathon. The current farmathon has been a great success. Probably would have ended it by now if I didn't get my hand injury, but it is what it is. I feel like it makes things a little bit more interesting. Interesting story to tell.
Follow up. Do you plan to make a YouTube video that summarizes the farmathon and tells the story of it?
We'll see. That was the initial goal, but now it's running into the problem of similar to r/place where there's too much footage. So I genuinely don't know what to do. Not to mention that my storage server, like, reached maximum capacity. There's no room left. Or, like, we have some sort of storage issue. So, like, we're not storing the VODs anymore. So, like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? So, I have no idea. Chat, we made it to Nevada. We're 34 minutes away.
How much money are we going to be making at the casinos?
You're funny. I don't think any of us plan on hitting the casinos. I'm pretty sure everyone from the group like in the internal team that's flying out to Vegas, is smart enough to know that like if you're gonna go to the casinos, you're only gonna lose money. Chat, I'm still up from casinos. You guys remember that birthday stream I did where I made like $1,000? Hell yeah. Like, I'm just kidding, I actually lost some of it. But it's okay, we're still up. Let's keep it that way.
Thoughts on the overall current state of gaming and esports, and given that there will be an esports Olympics in Riyadh 2027, what do you think the future of esports will look like?
I think it's tough. I think in the short term, esports will continue on because of the money that Saudi Arabia is pumping into it. But it follows a trend of esports being propped up by outside investment that I feel like is unsustainable. For example, Saudi Arabia gets their money from oil and other questionable means. How sustainable is that? Who knows? Before that, gaming and esports was propped up by cryptocurrency, which is also shady and questionable. That didn't last. Before that, it was propped up by venture capitalists' investments into esports, believing it's going to be the next NFL, the next streaming service, the next future for entertainment. That didn't last. I feel like when it comes to gaming, in order for it to maintain the expectation that we have, which is huge stadiums, massive productions, stages, etc., etc., there has to be some sort of... I don't think you can escape some sort of weird outside investment. In fact, I actually feel like XQC put it really well. The future of esports has to involve gambling. Like, legitimately. Because otherwise, the entire model just feels unsustainable with the current expectations. My vision, my future for what I believe esports will be, has to have a focus on the community. It needs to be a middle ground between what the community wants, what the developers can support, and temper those expectations. Because I actually don't feel like stadiums, big screen, large-scale productions is the future of esports. I feel like esports has always been a community-focused, community-centered event. I don't believe esports was ever supposed to be the next NFL. I think esports should stay as this thing that is a celebration of the community for its community. And that celebration should be funded by its community and by its developers. What that means is that the expectations for esports are going to have to scale back a lot, a ton. And we have to focus on the raw fundamentals of what allows these events to run. For example, events make money through ticket sales. People need to pay to attend these events. And for example, the Roundtable Open is working with LvlUp EXPO. I'm not even off. What the fuck? Oh, they changed the road. Okay. The Roundtable Open is a part of LvlUp EXPO. We're using LvlUp EXPO's resources. But how does LvlUp EXPO get a return from the Roundtable Open? Ticket sales. That's why we have the discount code, so we can track how many people bought their ticket specifically to attend the Roundtable Open. That's why we're also tracking signups. We're taking email, we're asking for people's email addresses, first name, last name, when they sign up. Because then we know you came here and came here for the Roundtable Open. And hopefully, there will be more ticket sales sold. There will be more money in ticket sales than there was in money spent on the event. And if there's a profit, congratulations. There's now makes sense to run this more often. Because then the event is making a return, and there might be room for us to make a return as a team to continue doing it. Those are the fundamentals. The community has to be willing to pay to go to these events. And right now, LvlUp EXPO is helping a lot because I'm not sure if we would be able to get people to pay $89 to attend the Roundtable Open if there weren't other activities in the convention to do. So the value proposition is that much better, you know what I'm saying? So I think it really starts with that, you know, you have to start from the ground up. You have to start with the right fundamentals. That's also part of the reason why I'm interested in looking at the back end of COE. I heard they're actually like a charity. They're structured as a charity. So in theory, I should be able to just view their financial statements and see how much money they're bringing in and where those expenses are going to. And based off of that, we can figure out how much money we can affordably spend on the team, the production, and how much we need to charge and need to ask from the attendees in order to make it possible. My biggest fear is that I feel like when it comes to specifically gaming communities, there's a culture of receiving things for free. And the moment you ask for payment or something to be paid, there has to be an insane, unrealistic value proposition to get any sort of money. And that's just tough. Which is why I feel like a lot of gaming companies have resorted to predatory practices in order to secure that sale. That's just tough. So when it comes to the future of esports, I don't know. I'm gonna work within the confines that I can. I feel like while Saudi Arabia is shilling out a lot of money, in my opinion, I think it's unsustainable. So I feel like it would be in my best interest to take advantage of it while it's still there. Same thing if venture capitalists are shilling money on things that I feel like are also unsustainable. I just feel like it's like a short-term opportunity to just cash in on it while you still can. But in terms of like the fundamentals for what esports is, what it stands for, and what its community wants, I feel like it's going to end up being a lot smaller than what people are seeing. I still think it's going to be dope and cool and epic and fun, but I feel like people's expectations are unrealistic. That's my opinion. Because the heart of esports are people literally just gathering at other people's houses and just playing games. That's it. Having LAN parties. Like that is the core foundation of esports. It's getting together with your friends. It's these meetups. It is the community. So we'll see. Oh, chat. We're in Vegas.
Looking forward to in Vegas.
What, restaurants? I really loved Momofuku. The only problem is I lost like $600. It was very expensive, but I wanted to treat the Roundtable team last year. Very tempted to run it back. Like, we're already over budget. Even though LvlUp EXPO gave us $10,000 for the prize pool, like, I'm still over budget when it comes to like funding this event due to like the flights, the merch, the graphics, the development. Like, holy shit, dude. But we'll see what the numbers say. We'll see if we can put on a good show. That's all that matters. We'll start with that and then we'll figure out the rest. That's my job.
What happened to Roundtable LAN invitationals? Was it too much effort?
Too much money. I mean, we're spending $50,000, which, by the way, isn't enough money. We were still having issues. Like, we need to bump that up maybe into the 6 figures if we're trying to actually execute properly what we wanted to do. It costs way too much money, and it makes not that much money. We need to bring up income and lower expenses. Because at the moment, I'm funding it myself, and I can't do that forever. The goal is for it to be a yearly event, which means that we need cash flow, like a consistent stream of income in order to pay for a consistent stream of expenses. At the moment, it is spontaneous, oh, fuck it, let's do a subathon. And then I get exhausted to have an event that happens once, and then there's no guarantee that it happens again. That's not a sustainable model. All the pressure is on me, and I can't do that. I've learned a lot from it though. It's opened a lot of doors for me, which is great. But the model of where it's at right now is unsustainable, which is why we've shifted towards our focus onto LvlUp EXPO. They've been able to help us curb a lot of the expenses. Like instead of, sorry, we almost just died. Like instead of losing 50 grand, I'm only losing like 20 grand. That's pretty good. Hopefully, by spending over half as less, we'll be able to put on a production that's like twice as better. There it is. All right, we're on the strip, which means we're very close to the convention center. We're only 7 minutes out. Oh damn, this is pretty nice outside. I thought it was gonna be hot as fuck. Oh, all right. There's a strip club right in front of me. You guys enjoying the vibrating phone sound? It's my favorite.
Clothes shopping stream in Vegas or nah?
I'm not buying shit.
How does it feel to be in Vegas? It's such a vibe in my opinion.
Oh, it's dope, dude. I fucking love Vegas. I actually find it so awesome. Cause like, on paper, it's just, because the city gets subsidized by, oh what the fuck, do not enter exit only. Oh no, I think it's referring to the parking lot. Looking for the diamond lot. Where the hell am I? See an officer, I'll just talk to him. Give me directions to Las Vegas Convention Center Diamond Lot.
I couldn't find any matching places.
What's Platinum Lot? Silver Lot 1 and 2 parking booth. I have no idea where I'm at. I'm right by the convention center. Pretty sure it's this one, right? Let me double check. It is the South Hall, right? Yeah, it is the South Hall. Ah. Google Maps, saving the day. We're saved!
Did you enjoy the drive?
Oh, 100%. I don't mind driving. I don't know why people make such a big deal out of like, oh my god, I can't believe you drove. Well, it's really just like my roommates. Would have been better if I actually drove at 5 a.m. That way I could skip all the traffic, but it is what it is. The lot is gated off? Oh wait, I think this is it. I guess this is the diamond lot. Fire. I'm calling Alan, hold up. Yo, Alan, I just arrived. I'm in the diamond lot. How do I get in? Oh, I think it's the platinum lot. Oh, I just walk in? Is it? Oh, okay. Alright, easy. Alright, see you at. Peace. Now we see if I can IRL stream inside the con. Oh my god. Holy fuck. Whew. Forgot how to walk for a sec. I did bring tape. I just taped. Oh fuck. Okay. Taping you guys to my shirt is not a good idea. I genuinely don't know how to do this. I might just have to put you guys in my pocket. Why isn't he just holding it? Because I need my hands to bring luggage into the convention center. Chat, I'm gonna put you guys in my pocket. Goodbye. Yo, Alan, what's up? Do you have an iPhone? I'm gonna FaceTime you. Hello? Okay. I'm standing on my car. Cause I have shit to unload, bro. I'm assuming I can bring some stuff in, right? I got like a checked-in bag. Oh shit, you want me to drive to the hall?
Yeah, go, okay, so go towards the convention center.
Okay.
Don't go that ramp, because that's the down ramp. You gotta go to the opposite side and go up.
I need to find the up ramp. Okay, I see the up ramp behind me.
Yeah, that was the down ramp, so.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so is.
Completely parallel, so just keep going and it'll be the up ramp.
Okay. So once I find the up ramp, do I just go up there and then like meet you somewhere there?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay. Alright, dope. Alright, see you in a bit. I was about to start hauling ass.
Oh, don't do that.
Ah! Alright, see you in a bit. Peace. Let's see. Down ramp only. Excuse me, sir. Do you guys know where I can find the up ramp? Is it just straight that way? The up ramp. I know this is the down ramp. Do you know where I can find the up ramp?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm just gonna drive there and see if I can find it then.
Down ramp.
Yeah, it says down ramp only over there. Trying to meet a friend at the convention center.
It
Trying to go up ramp somewhere.
Might be around.
Might be
I
around?
don't see too many cars driving in through here.
I see.
So you're definitely thinking in the right direction.
Okay.
Not here.
Okay.
Somewhere else.
Alright, sounds good. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Appreciate it. I see an arrow in this direction. I don't said that they're parallel, so they should. Oh, I see it. It's just what the opposite said. It's like on the completely opposite side. Here we go. Are you guys with Alan? Oh, no way! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, how are you?
Wait,
are you
back.
on stream?
Yeah, I'm literally streaming right now.
I love this man! Ah, we love it! Oh,
how are you?
Dude, I'm doing great, bro. I got a ton of shit in the bag, bro.
Hell yeah, we got you any day, all day. Anything for this man.
Yo.
W in the chat for this man.
No fucking way, bro. Yo, am I good to like park here or?
Park there, do it.
All right, fuck it.
Yeah, we'll help you out.
All right, sounds good.
No, don't wait. Just do it. Do it. Leave him.
No, I'm just straightening out.
God.
I'm at a fucking angle, bro.
Alright, don't park.
Oh my god. Alright, bet. Chad, he was here last year. He was the hype man for Osu Rewind. If you guys watch my LvlUp vlog. Yeah. Did you hear anything outside? Ramp. What? What do you mean you're right behind me? Wait, I already went up the up ramp. Oh, you're coming up too? Okay, bet. Load shit, alright. See you soon. There's no way. There's no way.
Hey, what are you doing unloading out here?
There's a fucking card.
Man, you too. Drive in. Come here. Follow me.
I can drive in?
Follow me.
There's no way. What? I'm driving my truck in the convention center. Yo, turn radius, let's go. Wait, are you serious? Can I actually just drive my truck in? Holy fuck! Wait, this is insane! Alan, do I just follow you? Alright, I'm just following you. Sounds... Is this cool? Yeah. Alright, bet. Is there a stream here? We'll see if someone yells at us. Alright. This is actually great because I did bring quite a bit of stuff. Woo! So wait, that's the stage. Dude, that's so sick. Alright, chat, I'm gonna put you guys down somewhere while I unload my shit. This entire area is for Osu only. No, we are sharing a space. So it's like 200 PCs in total. 100 PCs is dedicated to Osu. The other 100 is dedicated to Counter-Strike. So we have a big Osu tournament and then a big Counter-Strike tournament. We're not handling the Counter-Strike tournament though. How long are you guys planning to stick around here?
Not that.
Alright, bet. I just want to drop off most of my stuff and then be good. Okay, oh. Alright, let's take a look at what we got so far. We are in the convention center. We have quite a few PCs, just a few. I'm assuming, if this is based off of the renders, this is Counter-Strike. This is Osu. This is also Osu. And then, I'm trying to get a good angle so I don't leak my license plate. That's the stage. This area in the blue tape is going to be a lounge. So people who are spectating the tournament, like if Counter-Strike is on stage, you can still follow the Osu tournament here, because there'll be like monitors and TVs where people can watch the Osu tournament while Counter-Strike is on stage, and vice versa. So when Counter-Strike is here on the lounge, the Osu tournament is going to be up there. So yeah, it's looking pretty dope. Actually, Alan, I'm pretty sure, according to the render, we're supposed to be on that side, but
I think it got swapped somewhere.
it got swapped?
Yeah.
I mean, that's even better for us because this is towards the convention.
Yeah, it's more front facing, I believe.
Alright, fuck it, dude. Alright, we just got upgraded. We take those?
Escalators over there.
Chat, we were supposed to be in the cubby, like in the corner over there, stashed away. But now we're out here towards the other convention, or towards the outside convention. Chat, if you guys are coming to LvlUp EXPO, we'll be here.